Hello everyone, welcome to Daily English Pro, your place to improve English every single day. Stay focused, listen carefully, and try to repeat after what you hear. Let's get started.
Hello everyone, I'm Elena and I'm so happy you're here with me today. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. You've just found a place where we upload a brand new English lesson every single day, all to help you speak more confidently, understand more clearly, and make real progress in your fluency. Now, today's episode is something I truly believe every English learner needs to hear. We're not just improving your listening skills, we're diving into practical, real-world strategies that will guide you toward true, natural English fluency. Because let's be honest, fluency isn't just about memorizing grammar rules or passing tests. It's about speaking confidently, thinking clearly in English, and understanding real conversations the way native speakers actually use them. In this lesson, we'll explore real-life examples, practical speaking exercises, and smart, proven methods that help you build fluency, step by step, day by day. No matter where you are in your English journey, whether you're just getting started, feeling stuck in the middle, or polishing your advanced skills, this episode is going to open your eyes and give you tools you can use immediately. By the end of this video, you'll know what real fluency actually means, how to train your brain to think in English, and how to make steady, daily progress that you can feel in your speaking and listening. So before we jump in, make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you never miss a chance to grow with us. All right, find a quiet spot, grab a pen and paper, and let's begin your journey to real, confident English fluency. What true fluency really means. You know, fluency in English is something every single learner dreams of. But here's a truth that most learners just don't realize early enough. Fluency isn't simply about speaking super fast or using really big words. It's not about knowing every single grammar rule inside out or passing a test with incredibly high marks. No, true fluency is when you can express yourself clearly and smoothly in English. It's when you understand others without struggling, and you can switch between ideas and sentences so naturally without that constant translation happening in your head. Many learners find themselves stuck because they try to memorize too many rules, or they wait to speak until they feel their English is perfect. But the reality is your English doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be usable. In today's lesson, we're going to explore the only ways to become truly fluent in English. And these methods aren't just theories, by the way. They're practical, they're real, and they're proven. You're going to hear real-life examples, get exercises you can practice, and really understand what it takes to speak English comfortably and confidently. Overcoming the stuck feeling. The power of output. Let's start by figuring out why so many learners feel like they're stuck, even after studying for months or even years. Picture this situation. You've been studying grammar, you're doing vocabulary drills, you're even watching English videos. But then, when someone actually speaks to you in English, your mind just freezes. You can't form sentences fast enough. You understand the words, but you simply can't reply smoothly. This happens to so many learners because they focus too much on input. That's reading, listening, memorizing, but they don't practice output enough. Speaking is an active skill, you see. You can't get fluent just by listening. You have to speak out loud every day, even if you make mistakes. The fear of making mistakes is honestly one of the biggest blocks to fluency, but here's a powerful tip to remember. You don't learn to speak fluently by avoiding mistakes. You learn by making them, noticing them, and then improving naturally through daily use. Now let's do a quick practice exercise to really train those fluency muscles. I want you to describe what you did yesterday in English. Don't even worry about grammar right now. Just speak. Say it out loud as if you're telling a friend. For example, yesterday I woke up around 6 a.m. feeling refreshed. I immediately made myself a strong cup of coffee. After that, I quickly got ready for my morning jog around the park. The fresh air was invigorating. Later, I spent a few hours deep into my latest creative project. In the evening, I cooked a delicious homemade meal and unwound it with a captivating new documentary. Now it's your turn. Give it a shot. This kind of speaking practice really helps you connect thoughts in English without thinking in your native language. It might feel a bit slow at first, but this, my friends, is how fluency begins. By speaking regularly and simply, living and thinking in English, daily immersion. Let's go deeper. One of the most powerful ways to become fluent is to use English in your daily routine, not just during your dedicated study time. Think about your morning routine. When you wake up, try to describe everything you're doing in English, even if you're completely alone. For example, say to yourself, I am stretching my arms. I am pouring water into the kettle. I am choosing my outfit for the day. You don't actually need a conversation partner for this. All you need is your own voice and your willingness to practice. The more you speak out loud, the more natural English becomes to your brain. You're not just learning words. You're actively training your brain to think in English. Now let's try another practical exercise. Think about your living room. Describe everything you see there in English. There's a cozy plush sofa with colorful throw pillows. On the coffee table, I see a stack of magazines and a fragrant candle. Sunlight streams in through the large window. My favorite houseplant sits on the bookshelf near a collection of novels. See how this simple description can really build your fluency? You're learning to form sentences without pressure in a relaxed environment. And when it's time to speak to someone, your brain will already have the practice it needs. What's more, an incredibly important point in becoming fluent is using English to think, not just to speak. When you think in English, you finally stop translating from your native language. And this is exactly where fluency truly grows. Let's try a thinking exercise. I'll ask you a question, and I want you to answer in English in your mind. Don't translate, just respond directly. What's one skill you're excited to learn this year? What's the most beautiful place you've ever visited? If you could have any superpower, what would it be? What's a small act of kindness you witnessed recently? If you can answer these questions in English in your thoughts, even silently, you're definitely training your fluency. Thinking in English is one of the most powerful habits you can develop. It's an invisible practice, but trust me, it's highly effective. Role-playing real-life conversations and active listening. Let's imagine a daily life scene to make this even more fun and relatable. Imagine you're at a popular food truck. You walk up to the counter and say, "Hi, could I get the spicy chicken tacos, please?" The vendor replies, 2 or 3 tacos." You say, "3, please." "And a bottle of sparkling water?" The vendor responds, "That'll be $12. You hand over the money and say, "Thanks a lot." Looks delicious. This simple scene is a totally common daily situation. And if you can imagine or role-play conversations like this every day, you will absolutely grow your fluency in real-world contexts. You can write these dialogues down, practice them out loud, and even record yourself. The more you do this, the more fluent you'll become without even fully realizing it. Another thing that helps massively is listening to English every single day. Not just passively, just having it on in the background, but actively. That means listening to understand, to repeat, and to use. Let's say you're watching a short English video. Listen to a sentence, pause it, and then repeat it out loud. Try your best to mimic the speaker's intonation and rhythm. Then use that sentence in your own way. For example, if the speaker says, "I'm really looking forward to the weekend," you repeat it. Then create your own sentence. "I'm really looking forward to my vacation." This method is called shadowing, and it's truly one of the most effective ways to become fluent. You're not just listening, you're practicing speaking with rhythm and confidence. Keep listening and speaking back. These habits will truly turn your English from silent understanding into active fluency. Consistency and confidence, your fluency pillars. And remember, fluency isn't about perfection, it's about flow. It's about being able to keep speaking even when you might forget a word or make a small mistake. That's what native speakers do too, by the way. If you really want to become fluent, you simply must build habits around English. Fluency doesn't just appear overnight from a once-a-week practice session or a few minutes of study before bed. It comes from daily connection with the language. You have to touch English every single day in some way. That doesn't mean you have to study for hours. Even 15 to 20 minutes of focused speaking or thinking practice can make a huge difference over time. The key truly is consistency. Fluency grows through regular exposure. Think of it like watering a plant. A little water every day makes it bloom. If you water it only once a month, it'll just dry up. In the same way your English needs daily care and use, let's look at another useful daily routine you can easily turn into a fluency exercise. Every night before you go to sleep, take 5 minutes to speak about your day in English. Just say everything you did from morning until night. For example, today I had a great start, enjoyed my morning coffee, and caught up on global news. I focused on finishing an urgent report at work. Later, I joined an online language exchange group and had a fun chat with a new friend, David from Canada. In the evening, I cooked a delicious homemade meal and unwound it with a captivating new documentary. This bedtime review really helps you turn your thoughts into English. It's also a peaceful way to reflect on your progress. You can even record yourself if you want to track your speaking improvement over time. When you do this every night, you're essentially rewiring your brain to process thoughts in English naturally, expressing feelings and building your English world. Now, let's practice describing feelings, which is another really important part of fluency. Being fluent doesn't just mean you can describe actions. It also means you can express your thoughts, your emotions, and your opinions. So let's try it right now. Say out loud how you feel today. For example, I feel energetic because I had a fantastic workout this morning. I feel a bit thoughtful after reading an interesting article. Sometimes I feel a burst of excitement when I learn a new English idiom, even if it feels a little challenging to use at first. Expressing feelings in English makes your language more human and relatable. It truly gives your speech personality and emotion, just like native speakers. A common question I hear from learners is, do I need to live in an English-speaking country to become fluent? And my answer is a firm no. Fluency comes from how you use English, not where you live. There are thousands of incredibly fluent speakers who've never even left their home country. What they did right was build an English world around them. They read in English, they listened to podcasts, watched shows, spoke to themselves, joined online communities, and practiced daily conversations, even if it was just with themselves. So please don't wait for the perfect environment. Create your own environment. Turn your phone into English. Set your apps in English. Write your grocery list in English. Talk to yourself in English while cooking. These small daily changes build a strong fluency foundation. Daily dialogue practice and narration. Speaking your world. Let's try a daily dialogue practice now. Imagine you're at a vibrant art gallery. You walk in and say, "Hello, I'm curious about the abstract painting section." The gallery assistant replies, "Certainly, that's just through here." "Are you looking for anything specific?" You say, "Not really, just admiring the modern pieces." "Do you have any information about the artist, Maria?" They reply, "Yes, her bio is next to her largest canvas." Then you say, "Wonderful, I'll take a look. By the way, is photography allowed here?" They say, "Only without flash, please." You respond, "Perfect. Thank you." These everyday conversations might seem simple, but practicing them really builds confidence. You're not just learning language, you're actually preparing for real-life interaction. Another super helpful fluency habit is narration. Narration simply means talking about what's happening around you in real time. You can practice this while doing any activity. For example, while watering plants, you can say, "I'm gently pouring water onto the soil. These leaves look so green and healthy. I hope this new sprout grows quickly." When you do this often, English genuinely becomes your inner voice. It becomes part of your life. You're not studying English anymore. You're living it. And that, my friends, is when fluency becomes truly natural. Handling unknown words and powerful mental exercises. You might be wondering, but what if I don't know the words? And that's totally okay. Use the words you do know. If you forget a word, just describe it. For example, if you forget the word blender, you can say the kitchen appliance that mixes fruits into a smoothie. Over time, you'll remember the word, but in that moment, you're doing something very important. You're keeping the conversation going. That's fluency. It's about not stopping, about finding a way to continue. Even native speakers do this, They say things like, the thing, what's it called? "Oh yeah, the blender." So please don't stop speaking just because you don't know a word. Speak around it. Let's do another short mental exercise together. I'll ask you some questions, and I want you to try to answer them in your mind in English. What's one skill you're excited to learn this year? What's the most beautiful place you've ever visited? If you could have any superpower, what would it be? What's a small act of kindness you witnessed recently? If you can answer these questions in English in your thoughts, even silently, you're definitely training your fluency. Thinking in English is one of the most powerful habits you can develop. It's an invisible practice, but trust me, it's highly effective. Reading aloud and correcting mistakes. Sharpening your skills. Another great tool for fluency is reading out loud. When you read silently in your mind, you understand the meaning. But when you read out loud, you actively improve your pronunciation, your rhythm, and your speaking confidence. Choose a short article, a story, or a dialogue, and read it aloud every day. After reading, close the book and try to repeat what you remember. This builds both memory and fluency. You can even write a short summary in your own words. This combines speaking, listening, and writing, which are all key elements of fluency. Some learners often ask, how long will it take to become fluent? And frankly, that really depends on you. It's not about years. It's about how you use your time. If you speak, think, read, and listen in English every day, fluency can come faster than you think. The learners who become fluent quickly are the ones who take action daily, not the ones who wait for the perfect course or teacher. So start now. Don't wait for next week. Even talking to yourself in the mirror for 5 minutes a day can make a big difference. It's not about speaking perfectly, it's about speaking regularly. What's more, fluency also involves listening to different kinds of English. Don't just stick to one accent or one speaker. Listen to American, British, Australian, and other English speakers. This truly helps you understand real conversations with different rhythms and tones. It prepares your ears and your brain for the huge variety of English spoken in the world. The more your ears hear, the more your brain understands. Let's end this part with one more practical exercise. Pretend you're calling a friend, maybe Liam, who lives in another city. Start the call by saying, "Hey Liam, how's everything going?" Then continue with, "You wouldn't believe what happened today." Now tell your friend everything you did, how you felt, and what your plans are for tomorrow. This kind of pretend conversation helps you speak so naturally. You're training your mind to build sentences in real time. You're creating the fluency habit step by step. The joyful path, emotional connection, and storytelling. Fluency also depends a lot on your emotional connection with the language. If you feel bored or stressed every single time you practice English, your brain will naturally resist. But if you feel relaxed, curious, and excited, your brain will absorb English so much more easily. So it's really important to choose content that you genuinely enjoy. Watch shows that make you laugh. Read stories that inspire you. Listen to music that touches your heart. When you have fun while learning, fluency becomes a joyful process, not some painful task. If you enjoy the process, you'll naturally keep going. And remember, fluency isn't about one big step. Oh, it's about many small steps taken every single day. Another great way to boost fluency is through repetition. Don't worry at all about watching the same video or reading the same story again and again. Repetition helps your brain remember structure, vocabulary, and rhythm. If you like a scene from a movie, watch it 5 times, then pause it. Repeat the lines out loud and try to say them from memory. Repetition builds fluency because it gives your brain patterns to hold on to. Think of your favorite song. You remember the lyrics because you've heard them again and again. The very same principle works for spoken English. Let's do a speaking repetition exercise right now. I'll say a short sentence and I want you to repeat it out loud. Then I'll ask you to change it a little using your own words. First, repeat this sentence. I love exploring new hiking trails on the weekends. Now change it. I love exploring new bookstores on the weekends. Or, I love exploring new recipes on the weekends. One more. I love exploring new art museums whenever I can. This kind of flexible repetition really builds speaking fluency. You learn sentence structure, rhythm, and word flow, and you also learn how to make your own variations so naturally. Storytelling is another incredibly powerful way to build fluency. When you tell stories, you connect events, describe actions, express feelings, and create meaning all in English. You can start with your real life. Tell the story of something that happened to you, for example, a fun trip, a family celebration, or a time when you learned something new. Even a simple story can become a great fluency workout. Try this. Last summer, my friends and I spontaneously decided to visit a beautiful national park. We drove through stunning landscapes, spotted some incredible wildlife, and ended the day with a memorable stargazing session around a campfire. It was an unforgettable adventure. Now try to tell your own version of a recent day or event. You can also create imaginary stories. This allows you to be super creative with your vocabulary and practice fluency in a fun way. For example, one morning I discovered a hidden portal in my backyard. It led to a whimsical world where animals could talk and trees glowed with soft light. I spent the day chatting with a wise old owl named Professor Hoot and riding on the back of a giant, friendly ladybug. This type of playful storytelling gives you freedom to use your imagination and practice English in new ways. You're not limited by reality. You can explore language in any direction, mastering questions and rich descriptions. Another excellent fluency building tool is question practice. If you really want to speak well, you need to be good at both answering and asking questions. So, let's try a mini question challenge. Answer these questions in full sentences. What's a fascinating historical event you'd love to witness? What's the most unusual food you've ever tasted? If you could invent anything, what would it be? What's your go-to way to cheer yourself up? Now try asking yourself questions too. What did I learn today? How do I feel about my progress? What exciting plans do I have for tomorrow? Asking and answering really helps you become a natural English thinker. You can also practice describing objects in your environment to build vocabulary and fluency. Look around your room right now, pick any object, and describe it in detail in English. For example, this is a sleek black wireless mouse. It fits comfortably in my hand and has a smooth matte finish. I use it for all my design work, and its precision makes a huge difference. I've had it for about 6 months, and it's still performing perfectly. Now choose another item, maybe your favorite mug. Describe its color, its shape, the material, what's usually in it, and any special memories associated with it. This kind of detailed description helps you express more than just the basics. It really pushes your language beyond "this is a mug" into full fluent description. Expressing opinions and recording your progress. Fluency also improves a lot when you talk about opinions. Practice giving your opinion on common topics. For example, I firmly believe that renewable energy sources are crucial for our planet's future because they offer sustainable solutions to climate change. Or, in my opinion, early morning workouts are incredibly beneficial for mental clarity and setting a positive tone for the day. When you practice expressing your thoughts, you're developing the ability to speak confidently in real conversations. Try this exercise. Choose a topic like space exploration, artificial intelligence, healthy eating habits, or the importance of art. Speak for 1 minute in English about your opinion on that topic. If you get stuck, it's fine. Just slow down, take a breath, and keep going. Don't worry about mistakes. Focus on flow. Here's a great way to use your phone for fluency practice. Open the voice recorder and just talk about your day in English for 2 minutes. Don't stop. Just speak whatever comes to mind. Then listen to the recording. Notice the parts where you hesitated. Try again, speaking more smoothly. Over time, you'll actually hear your progress. You'll hear that hesitation decrease and the confidence increase. Recording your voice might feel a little strange at first, but it's genuinely one of the best tools to improve your fluency. Writing as a speaking support and creative descriptions. One more strategy is using writing as a way to support speaking fluency. You really don't have to be a professional writer. Just keep a simple journal in English. Every night, write 5 to 6 sentences about your day. For example, today I tackled a complex coding challenge at work. I had an inspiring brainstorming session with my team, which led to exciting new ideas. I felt truly accomplished. Later, I experimented with a new vegan recipe for dinner and watched a gripping crime series. When you write your thoughts in English, you're practicing sentence formation, and that directly supports your speaking fluency. After writing, you can also read your journal out loud as a way to practice both skills together. Let's do one more creative practice. Imagine you are a tour guide in your city. Describe a place you would show to visitors. For example, welcome to the historic Old Town Square. It's the vibrant heart of our city, bustling with street performers, charming cafes, and magnificent architecture dating back centuries. You can find unique handmade crafts at the artisan stalls and taste delicious local pastries. On Sundays, there's often a lively folk music festival. It's a truly magical place to experience our culture. You can create similar descriptions for other places you know well. These speaking exercises really build real-world fluency and confidence. Sharpening your ears, active listening and shadowing. Revisited. Building fluency in English isn't just about speaking well. It's also crucially about listening with intention. To truly become fluent, you need to train your ears to understand spoken English in different contexts, at various speeds, and with diverse accents. But here's the key. Don't just listen passively. Active listening is where the magic happens. For example, when you watch a video, don't just watch it once. Pause it after each sentence. Repeat the line out loud and really try to copy the speaker's intonation and rhythm. Then replay and compare. This shadowing technique helps your mouth, brain, and ears all work together. Over time, your speaking will naturally start to reflect what you hear. You're not just learning words, you're absorbing the very music of English. Let's try a mini shadowing exercise together. Listen to this sentence and repeat it after me. I usually unwind by listening to a relaxing podcast in the evening. Now repeat it again with natural flow. Then change it slightly. I usually learn a new skill online in the evening. Or, I usually plan my next day's tasks in the evening. One more. I usually enjoy a warm cup of herbal tea in the evening. These variations really train you to speak comfortably in everyday situations. You're not memorizing, you're practicing living English. Daily challenges and self-talk, your inner English world. Another useful tool for fluency is setting small language challenges for yourself. Each day, choose a specific topic and talk about it in English for 5 minutes. For example, Monday could be my passions, Tuesday, my favorite books, Wednesday, a recent news event, and so on. This not only builds vocabulary, but also helps you learn how to organize your thoughts effectively. As you do this, don't worry if your sentences are simple. What matters most is speaking continuously, clearly, and confidently. You'll definitely notice your vocabulary growing and your hesitation decreasing as you continue these small daily challenges. Many learners think they absolutely need a language partner to become fluent. While practicing with others is fantastic, it's actually not strictly necessary to reach fluency. You can create your own speaking environment. Pretend you're having a conversation with someone, ask a question, then answer it yourself. For example, "Hey, how's your week been so far?" Then respond, "It's been quite productive. I managed to complete a major project ahead of schedule." Then continue, "Oh, that's fantastic. What kind of project was it?" This method might feel a little funny at first, but it genuinely builds your ability to keep conversations flowing, and that's precisely what fluency is all about. Another very effective technique is called self-talk. It literally means speaking to yourself in English throughout the day. You don't have to be loud. You can whisper or even just speak silently in your mind. When you're brewing coffee, say, "The aroma of fresh coffee is so inviting. I'm adding a touch of cinnamon today." When you're packing your bag, say, "I need my laptop, my charger, and my notebook. Oh, and definitely a snack." These small moments of everyday self-talk truly train your brain to think in English. The more you do it, the more automatic it becomes. Eventually, English becomes your natural way of processing the world around you. Let's do self-talk practice now. Imagine you're preparing a healthy dinner. Say out loud, "First, I'll wash these fresh vegetables thoroughly. Then I'll chop the colorful bell peppers and sweet potatoes. I think I'll roast them with some herbs. I hope it turns out delicious." These simple daily thoughts are perfect fluency exercises. You're not just practicing vocabulary, you're simulating the exact language patterns you'll use in real life. Visual thinking and smooth transitions. Let's now focus on fluency through visual thinking. This is a method where you describe what you see in real time. Pick any room or location around you and describe it in detail in English. For example, if you're in your office space, say, "My desk is neat today, with my dual monitors displaying my current projects. My ergonomic chair looks inviting. A framed motivational quote hangs on the wall, inspiring me as I work. The natural light from the window is perfect." Doing this regularly helps you build the skill of fast description. This is a key element of fluency, especially when you need to describe things to others or explain what's happening around you. Fluency also improves so much when you practice transitions. These are words and phrases that seamlessly connect your thoughts. Words like however, also, because, although, so, and then really help you speak more smoothly and naturally. Let's try an example. "I plan to finish the entire report today. However, I had an unexpected meeting, so I'll continue it tomorrow instead." Another one. "I enjoy learning new languages because it opens up completely new cultures and ways of thinking." Try using these connecting words in your own sentences throughout the day. The smoother your transitions, the more fluent you'll sound. Role-playing pauses and progress. Now let's move to role play. It's truly one of the most exciting and realistic fluency practices. Imagine you're at a networking event. Someone approaches you and says, "Hello, I'm Alex. What brings you to this event?" You answer, "Hi, Alex, I'm Elena. I'm here to connect with professionals in the tech industry and learn about emerging trends. I find the discussions fascinating." Then Alex asks, "What's your current role or interest in tech?" You say, "I am a software developer and I'm particularly interested in AI applications for creative industries." Practicing role plays like this genuinely helps prepare you for real-life conversations and builds confidence in both professional and casual settings. Another important aspect of fluency is managing pauses. Even the most fluent speakers need a second to think sometimes. The difference is, fluent speakers use fillers and pauses naturally. You can use simple phrases like, "Let me see, that's an excellent point. You know what?" or "Actually." These give you just a second to organize your thoughts without losing your flow. For example, "Let me see. I think the most memorable part of my trip was definitely the spontaneous street performance we stumbled upon. You know what? The energy was just incredible." Practicing these pauses makes your speech sound much more natural and confident. Fluency ultimately is also about confidence. And confidence grows with success. So please track your progress. Notice those small wins. Maybe today you spoke without hesitation for 1 full minute. Maybe you used a brand new word in a sentence. Perhaps you understood a podcast without subtitles for the first time. These are victories. Write them down. Celebrate them. They are clear signs that your fluency is growing. And when you can clearly see your progress, you'll stay motivated to keep going. Let's end this part with one more practical daily exercise. Think of 3 things you are grateful for today and say them out loud in English. For example, "I'm incredibly grateful for the inspiring sunrise I witnessed this morning." "I'm grateful for the delicious, healthy meal I had for lunch." "I'm grateful that I'm consistently making progress in my English journey every single day." Practicing gratitude in English not only improves your fluency, but also makes your practice emotionally positive and personally meaningful. Patience, mindset, and goal setting, your inner compass. Now that you've understood so many ways to build your fluency, it's really important to remember that patience plays a huge role in this entire process. Fluency doesn't just come overnight. It's like building strength at the gym, you know? You can't lift heavy weights on your very first day. You start small, build your muscles gradually, and keep increasing the weight as you get stronger. English works the exact same way. You begin with simple sentences, build your vocabulary, stretch your speaking time, and slowly grow your ability to express complex ideas. The more you speak, listen, think, and live in English, the easier it becomes. Every single time you practice, you are moving one step closer to natural fluency. Let's talk about your mindset. Your attitude toward learning matters just as much as the method you use. Some learners say, "I'm not good at English," or "I always forget words." These thoughts actually limit your growth, but if you say, "I'm improving every day," or "Every mistake helps me learn," you're giving yourself the power to succeed. Fluency isn't for the perfect, it's for consistency. It's not about talent, it's about practice. Even native speakers make grammar mistakes and search for the right word sometimes. What makes a fluent speaker is their ability to keep going without fear. So please, speak with courage, speak with joy, and speak often. Now here's a helpful exercise to build a strong English-speaking mindset. Every morning before you even begin your day, look in the mirror and speak a short, positive sentence in English. Say something like, "I am confidently embracing my English learning journey today." Or, "My English flows more naturally with each passing day." Or, "English is seamlessly becoming a natural extension of who I am." This kind of daily affirmation might seem small, but it truly sets the tone for your practice. When you start your day with English, you carry the language with you throughout the day. Another powerful practice is goal setting. Set weekly speaking goals for yourself. For example, this week I will have a 5-minute English conversation with myself about my dreams. Or I will write a short fictional story in my English journal daily. Or I will master 3 new idiomatic expressions and use them in context. These small, clear goals truly help you measure progress. When you achieve a goal, you'll feel proud, and that feeling will motivate you to set another one. Over time, these little achievements build big fluency. Let's do a weekly goal-setting practice now. Imagine it's Sunday. You're planning your week ahead. You say, "This week I will focus on describing my favorite activities." You plan to describe your favorite hobby on Monday, your favorite type of exercise on Tuesday, your ideal weekend activity on Wednesday, your dream vacation activity on Thursday, and a new skill you want to learn on Friday. On Saturday, you'll review what you said all week. This kind of structured practice adds direction to your learning. It gives your brain a specific theme to focus on, and that helps you stay engaged and grow faster. Routine conversation starters and learning from mistakes. Now let's move to fluency through routine conversation starters. These are simple, everyday phrases that can kick off natural dialogues. Practice these regularly. How's your current project coming along? What exciting plans do you have for the upcoming long weekend? Have you discovered any captivating new podcasts or shows lately? What's your top recommendation for a good book right now? By practicing such phrases and combining them with your own answers, you'll build confidence in real-time speaking. You learn to start and continue conversations easily, which is such a key skill for fluent communication. Here's another practical tip. Turn your mistakes into lessons. When you realize you've said something incorrectly, don't feel bad at all. Take that moment to actually learn. For example, if you say, "She doesn't like coffee," and later realize it should be, "She doesn't like coffee," say it the correct way 3 times. She doesn't like coffee. She doesn't like coffee. She doesn't like coffee. This repetition helps correct the mistake right in your brain. You don't need to remember every single grammar rule. You need to build correct patterns through consistent use and practice. Let's try a correction exercise. I'll give you a sentence with a small mistake and you try to fix it. Ready? Here's the sentence. He goes to the gym every morning. What's wrong? Yes, it should be, he goes to the gym every morning. Try another one. I saw that movie last night. The correct sentence is, I saw that movie last night. One more. We were happy. The correct version, we were happy. These simple correction practices train your mind to recognize patterns and apply them naturally during conversation. Imitation and building word clusters. Another fun fluency booster is imitation. Choose a short clip from a movie or a series in English and try your best to imitate the way the characters speak. Focus not just on the words, but on their expressions, their tone, and their pauses. If someone says, absolutely incredible, yet with genuine enthusiasm, try to say it the exact same way. If a character whispers, you won't believe this, try whispering it too with a hint of mystery. This type of imitation builds both pronunciation and fluency. You learn how real English sounds in different emotions and situations, which helps you become a more expressive and confident speaker. Let's do a creative fluency activity. Now imagine you're on a popular talk show and you're the special guest. The host says, "Welcome. Today we're talking to an inspiring individual who has mastered the art of learning. Tell us, Elena, what's your secret to successful language acquisition?" Now answer as if you're on the show. You might say, "Thank you for having me. My secret lies in consistent, joyful practice. I speak my thoughts aloud, dive into captivating English stories, and embrace every single mistake as a stepping stone." English isn't just a subject. It's a vibrant part of my daily life now, connecting me to incredible global perspectives. Practicing this type of imaginary interview builds confidence in telling your story in English. It's also super useful to build a small group of words around common situations. For example, think about making a presentation. Learn and practice words like slides, audience, key points, conclusion, feedback, and Q&A session. Then build simple sentences with them. My slides are ready for the presentation. The audience seemed engaged. I focused on 3 key points. We had a lively Q&A session at the end. This approach helps you become fluent in real-world situations. You're not just learning random words. You're building language clusters that make communication easier. Your daily routine in English, fluency in action. Let's practice with a short routine story. Imagine it's a regular Tuesday morning. You wake up at 7 a.m., you say to yourself, "Time to seize the day." My English journey continues. You stretch, check your phone for news headlines, and head to the kitchen. While making breakfast, you describe your food in English. I'm making a fresh fruit smoothie with berries and spinach. It's packed with vitamins and tastes so refreshing. You glance outside and notice the weather. It looks like a perfect sunny day, ideal for a walk. On your way to work or school, you think in English. I have an important deadline by noon. I'll prioritize my tasks carefully. I'm excited to collaborate with my team today. These small thoughts are fluency in action. This is what real progress looks like. As we come to the final part of this video, it's really important to remember that fluency isn't something you achieve all at once. It's a journey, and it's deeply personal. Some people become fluent through conversation, others through reading, writing, or listening. But what truly matters is that you stay consistent, patient, and curious. You don't have to rush or compare yourself to anyone. If you speak a little more today than you did yesterday, that's progress. If you understand a new word today that you didn't know last week, that's growth. The small steps you take every day will turn into big achievements, even if you don't see them immediately. Now, let's bring everything we've learned together in one final fluency practice. I want you to imagine a full day in English. You wake up and say, "Good morning, world." Time to manifest some amazing English today. You go to the kitchen and say, "I'll brew some aromatic herbal tea and prepare a quick, healthy breakfast." You open the fridge. Perfect. Fresh yogurt, granola, and some juicy peaches. A healthy start. While cooking, you maintain a running commentary. I'm carefully slicing the peaches. Now, sprinkle granola over the yogurt. Looks delightful. As you eat, you reflect, this tastes like pure sunshine. I'm energized and ready. Then, as you prepare for your day, you say, I have a significant presentation this afternoon, and later I'll join an online masterclass. You fluidly move through your entire day, using English not just as a subject to study, but as a dynamic, integral part of your world. This kind of full-day speaking routine, even if it's just imaginary or spoken to yourself, is one of the most effective ways to train your brain to think and speak fluently. You're not just learning English anymore. You're using it, living it, and building a deep connection with it. That's how fluency becomes natural. You might still wonder, what should I do if I feel shy or nervous? That feeling is totally normal. Every language learner goes through it. The key is not to let fear stop you. Speak even when you feel nervous. Make mistakes and learn from them. The more you speak, the less afraid you become. Try speaking to yourself in front of a mirror. Try recording your voice. These are private, safe ways to grow your confidence before speaking with others. And remember, fluency isn't about sounding exactly like a native speaker. It's about being able to express your thoughts clearly and comfortably. Your voice matters. Your story matters. Use English to share it. Reflecting on your journey and slowing down. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is to reflect on your learning journey regularly. Take a few minutes at the end of the week to ask yourself, what new insights did I gain this week in English? Write it down or speak it aloud. You might say, this week, I learned to narrate my cooking process. I practiced asking hypothetical questions. I learned new vocabulary related to environmental issues. I actively shadowed a news anchor and tried to match their pace. This weekly reflection really keeps you motivated. It shows you how far you've come, and it helps you plan your next steps. Let's now do one last reflection practice together. Think back to your English learning journey. When did you start? What was the first sentence you ever spoke in English? How did you feel at that time? And now think about today. How much have you improved since then? Maybe you're still working on fluency, but you've already built a strong foundation. Recognize that. Be proud of that. Growth takes time, and every day you practice, you're moving forward. Before we finish, let me share a few more sentence starters you can use daily to build fluency. Try saying these sentences and completing them with your own words. Today, I'm determined to... Another one. A surprising realization I had this week is... And one more. I feel truly accomplished when I... These simple starters give your practice structure and emotion. You're not just speaking, you're expressing who you are. Now, here's a final tip that many fluent speakers use without even realizing it. They learn to slow down when they speak. You don't need to rush. Speaking slowly actually gives you time to think. It reduces mistakes, and it makes you sound so much more confident. Fast doesn't mean fluent. Clear, steady speech with natural pauses is much better than quick, nervous talking. So give yourself space to breathe and speak at your own pace. Your fluency will shine through your calm and steady voice. Your fluency journey starts now. You now have all the tools you need to continue building your English fluency. Use English every day. Speak out loud. Think in English. Describe your day. Express your opinions. Read aloud. Shadow your favorite speakers. Record yourself. Reflect on your progress. Set small goals. Celebrate your growth. Every single one of these habits brings you closer to fluency. Let's end this video with one last creative exercise. Imagine you're giving advice to a new English learner who is just starting out. What wisdom would you impart? You might say, start small, but consistently. Never be afraid of mistakes. They are your best teachers. Practice every day with curiosity and joy. Speak your heart out loud, even to yourself. And most importantly, savor every moment of your incredible journey. Now speak that advice in your own words. Pretend someone is asking you, how can I become fluent in English? Practice your answer. This not only builds your fluency, but it also helps you realize how much you've learned. Fluency in English is not a destination. It's a way of life. It's the conscious choice to use English every day in your own way. It's the unwavering decision to keep going even when progress feels slow. And it's the profound belief that your voice deserves to be heard in English, in your words, in your time. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope this video has inspired you to speak more, practice more, and believe in yourself more. If you found this lesson helpful, please make sure to subscribe to the English in Moments channel so you don't miss our upcoming videos. And if you know someone else who's learning English, feel free to share this video with them. You might just help them take their next step toward exhilarating fluency. Remember, English fluency isn't far away. It's right here within your reach, and it truly starts with your voice. So take a deep breath, smile, and say your next sentence in English out loud with confidence and without fear. You've got this. See you in the next lesson.